Good evening and welcome to the Seneca Scout, where we bring you updates on some of the week's top stories along with stories that may be a little less familiar. I'm Jack Reynolds.
And I'm Hayden Smith. Tonight we will begin with breaking news.
Hundreds of firefighters were trying to contain blazes across Northern California's wine country on Monday in what officials said was one of the most destructive fire emergencies in the state's history. About 115,000 acres had been burned by Tuesday afternoon, destroying around 2,000 structures and forcing the evacuation of more than 20,000 people, officials said. At least 17 people had been killed as of Wednesday morning. Much of the damage was reported in the city of Santa Rosa in Sonoma County, which saw hundreds of homes destroyed by the flames. Vice President Pence said during a visit to California that the federal government stands ready to provide any and all assistance to the state.
And now we move to Afghanistan. The Red Cross is going to be reducing its presence in Afghanistan after an attack that got 6 staff members killed. The Red Cross has already confirmed that it will be closing operations in some northern provinces, scaling down the regional hub in the northern city of Mazar-i-Sharif, and that they will be determining whether they could give an orthopedic center to the government or another partner. Healthcare has already been severely limited throughout Afghanistan. This turn of events will likely affect thousands of people. Monica Zanarelli, head of Red Cross delegation in Afghanistan, confirmed that Red Cross would not be leaving Afghanistan entirely, but would be limiting their presence to lower the risk for their staff.
In wake of the recent tragedy of the Las Vegas massacre, the UPMC Presbyterian Hospital held practice drills. The emergency preparedness drill was held on October 5th and was made possible by college volunteers, emergency staff, and hospital personnel. 57 students showed up to act as the victims of a mass casualty event, and they simulated injuries, most being gunshots and some other traumatic injuries. The drill helped to ensure that UPMC Presbyterian is ready for any event that could come their way. According to Adam Tobias, an emergency medicine physician, the drill went very well, and all the moving pieces that needed to come together did so well.
Continuing with medical news, let's now move in locally. Cranberry Township has announced that it will be home to a medical marijuana dispensary next year. Christopher Conan, the co-founder of the Healing Center, has stated that this type of facility will ultimately be an integrated healthcare facility that will not only include medical marijuana, but many other types of services to benefit people. Conan hopes to include things like massage therapy, Reiki, yoga, and drug and alcohol therapy. So what does this mean for us? The Healing Center will be accessible to those who have a medical condition established by Pennsylvania and recommendation from a registered doctor. In addition to those, patients also need to apply for a medical marijuana ID and pay application fee. Conan wants it to be known that this is not about the recreational side of marijuana, rather the fact that this facility offers some serious health care and employs serious healthcare professionals. The health center plans to open in the spring of 2018 and will be located on Executive Drive. More information about the Healing Center can be found on the Healing Center's website. And now we'll move over to James for the Raider Recap.
Thanks, guys. We begin this week's Raider Recap with football. The Raider football team fell to Bethel Park last Friday. They were held scoreless until late in the fourth quarter when backup quarterback Caden Smithco threw for 2 touchdowns, one to Malik Talat and one to Mike Beneski. With both PATs made by Tanner Sherry, they were able to close the gap and finish the game 27-14. Their next game is senior night on Friday, October 13th. On Monday, the girls' soccer team fell to Pine Ridgeland by a score of 2-1. The only goal was scored by Jess Frank with the assist from Ashley Ray, with just under 17 minutes left to play. And the girls' JV soccer team also played Pine Ridgeland on Monday, but they were able to win 4-1. They started strong, taking a 2-0 lead when Katie Kamerick scored 2 back-to-back goals less than a minute apart. Elise Riley and Gabby Kuchma also scored the other 2 goals.
Thank you, James. I know I'll be going to the football game tonight. How about you, Hayden?
Yeah, I'll be going there as well.
And tonight will be senior night at the football game. So, some of us will be walking. I will be on the field tonight, as will many other members of the band, the football team, SVTV as well.
All right, well, we will now head to Pennsylvania news. Slippery Rock's university to search for a new president this month has been suddenly halted. After splitting 5-5, Slippery Rock's Council of Trustees voted against Bruce Murphy and Amir Mohammadi, whose names still need to be submitted to the state system of higher education for approval. The university stated on Friday that the school would await direction from the state system leaders. Slippery Rock continues to have a leadership problem as the office of the president remains empty and the college trustees' decisions are still being called into question.
On October 9th, protesters in Lancaster County lined up with their cars for groundbreaking to block the groundbreaking construction of the Atlantic Sunrise Pipeline. About 35 people and 18 cars blocked the road built to access the construction site Monday morning. The pipeline will cut through 37 miles of western and southern parts of Lancaster County, yet the entire pipeline stretches 197 miles and costs nearly $3 billion. Many are upset due to the pipeline disrupting 44 interior forests that are now permanently fragmented and violating 41 preserved farms and scores of Native American heritage sites. These, along with the 250 wetlands now being bisected according to PA Penn Live, are a concern. Pledges, as well as organizations like Lancaster Against Pipelines, are all fighting against the destruction of natural resources and private property. Protesters say they will continue their nonviolent protest to protect their community.
Gerrymandering has been a hot topic in Pennsylvania politics in recent years. Partisan gerrymandering, when the boundaries of a congressional district are manipulated so that a certain political party benefits, has been a specific concern of Pennsylvanians. While some forms of gerrymandering have been deemed unconstitutional, partisan gerrymandering is still up for debate. Within Pennsylvania, the GOP has gained a result of partisan gerrymandering. Gerrymandering, according to USNews.com, three U.S. House seats were won by Republican legislators that would not have been won in the previous elections due to a district map drawn by a Republican-controlled state Congress. Many lawsuits have been filed about partisan gerrymandering, both in Pennsylvania and nationally, but no major decision has yet been made about partisan gerrymandering.
Well, you ready for this story?
I'm ready.
Finally tonight, we leave you with news of the bizarre. On Saturday, October 7th, Rick and Morty fans gathered en masse around McDonald's locations across the United States. Earlier in 2017, Rick from the animated television show on Adult Swim rambled about the Szechuan sauce McDonald's put out as a promotion for the 1998 Disney movie Mulan. In the season opener, McDonald's chef Mike Horrocks immediately got to work on replicating the sauce for a limited release. At select McDonald's locations in the U.S., the sauce was released in limited quantities and sold out in an instant. Angry fans protested McDonald's locations, harassed McDonald's employees, and there are reports that one person has even been stabbed over the sauce. Co-creators of the show, Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, have both distanced themselves from this event, as it is not a Rick and Morty sanctioned event. McDonald's has apologized for the small quantity and will bring the sauce back in a much bigger way in December. Erica Salguera, an attendee of the event, stated, "I think it's outrageous that the McDonald's fed their customers and fans false hopes and lies." That's all we have for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to the Seneca Scout, and have a good weekend. We'll see you at the football game tonight at 7:30.